Okay.
Students, I give a small introduction about our teacher. Our teacher's name is Manimala. She is working in a CBSE school as a principal, and she has got a vast experience in botany and zoology. So she will be assisting us, supporting us in the entire year for our NEET preparation. So she can go ahead with the class.
Children, you can able to see the slide?
Yes,
Hello,
ma'am.
am I audible? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
children?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes,
madam.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. It's visible
Yes,
and as
yes,
well as
yes.
audible.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to explain about the living world, the 11th standard, first chapter. Okay, children. The first chapter we have the lesson is the living world. Okay, the diversity in the living world. Okay. So here we are going to see the living means we know that there are variety of organism which is live in the world. Okay, so the variety, the large variety of living organism which is present in our nature. Okay, for example, we could able to see plants, insect, birds, okay, animals, like so many organisms we could able to see in our nature. Okay, so about all these things we are studying, no, so that is called as a biology. Okay, we know that a biology means study of living organism. Okay, and so here the life. Okay, so what is the life? So living means we know that a life, the living organism has a life. Okay, so it has some property. The living organism has some properties. Okay, when we are comparing with the a dead or a non-living things. So what are the properties a living organism has? If you see, growth, metabolism, response to stimuli, and reproduction. So these are the main characteristic we have when we are compared to the a dead or a non-living things. Okay, am I clear? Here biology means study of living organism. Here we are going to discuss about living world. In the living world we are going to discuss a variety of living organisms. The variety of living organisms which is called as diversity. The study of large variety of different organism which is called as, what is that, a diversity. Okay, so generally in the diversity we know the different organism. I told the plants, animals, insects, so lot of organisms we have. The each organism have some of the characteristic, okay, the properties when it is compared to the non-living things or a dead organism. So the mainly we have as a living things, we have a general characteristic like a growth, reproduction, okay, metabolism, and response to the stimulus. Okay, growth, metabolism, response to stimulus. So these are the general characteristic we have when we are compared to the non-living things. Okay, so what is the growth? Okay, so the growth means increasing the,
Um, but is
yes sir.
the living mechanism, the reproduction is important? I think it is not. Does it come in the for the living organism?
Sir, actually, in a life process, yesterday I told
Yeah.
reproduction, which is not comes under the life process, sir.
Oh, it's a life process different from
But
living. No. Okay. Okay.
living,
Okay.
living organisms, sir.
Yeah.
As we are living organisms, to continue our life on the earth, we need, what is that? Reproduction is important, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Life process, the respiration, transportation, excretion, nutrition. These four are important to maintain the life. But the reproduction is not necessary for the in the comes under the life process. But when we are discussing about the living things, we have a general characteristic. These are the we have a characteristic. We will show growth, sir. Children, we will show growth, and we will have a reproduction. When we are compared to the non-living things, we are showing the growth. Even when we are discussing about non-living things, if you see, they also will grow. If you see in the mountains and all, you could able to see some changes, right? that is we can call it as growth. That is due to accumulation of the substance. The mountains can able to grow, that is due to accumulation of the substance. Okay, so other than that, that is a non-living things. It show the growth. The same way as we have a growth, that is one of the general characteristic we have. Okay, and so what is the growth? So when we are discussing about growth, the growth means increasing the mass and the number. Make a note of it. Okay, the growth means increasing the mass and number, which is called as what is that? Growth. So it is one of the important features. Okay, so it takes place. How the growth will be takes place now with the help of the cell division. With help of the cell division, the growth will be takes place. In our body, generally two types of cell division will be takes place. Okay, one is mitotic cell division and another one is meiotic cell division. Okay, for growth.
Make the font bigger, little bigger. Ah,
Okay, Nazir?
yeah, yeah. Now it's
One
better.
second.
Now it's better. Ah, now it's better. Now it's better. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So the growth means increase the mass and number. Okay, and so growth will takes place in our internal process only. Internal process now due to the cell division. So there are two types of cell divisions we have. One is the mitotic cell division and another one is the meiotic cell division. Okay, generally for mitotic cell division, for growth and development of the body, mitotic cell division is necessary. For meiotic cell division is necessary in our body for to produce the male and female gametes. Make a note of it. Cell division two types. One is the mitotic and another one is meiotic. Mitotic for growth and development in our body. We are growing day by day. We are growing. So many dead cells are getting replaced. Okay, if you get any wound, okay, within a week we will get it will be recover, right? So these all are due to the mitotic cell division. Okay, and to produce the young ones from the body, we need to produce the gametes. Okay, male and female gametes. These gametes are produced by with the help of the what is that? Meiotic cell division. Okay, and so if you see a plant, when we are comparing the plant and animals growth, okay, the plant will show the continuous growth throughout their life. Okay, so but animals will show the growth at certain age. So when we observe, then the age of 18 to 21, our body growth will be stopped. Okay, so but when we are discussing about a plant, the plant have a continuous time period throughout the life. It can able to grow. Okay, children. So this is what about the growth. So and also they have given the word non-living object also grow in mass. Grow in mass. Okay, not in number, but non-living object also can able to grow in mass. That is by accumulation of material on its surface. So this also you have to make a note of it. And the next thing is reproduction. So we all know the reproduction is the ability to produce their young ones, which is called as a reproduction. Okay, so the reproduction is important for the continuation of the life process, perpetuation. For continuing the life, we need what is that? Reproduction. In living organism, there are two types of reproduction will be takes place. One is the sexual reproduction and another one is the asexual reproduction. What is a sexual reproduction? When the two sex organs are involved, which is called as what is that? Sexual reproduction. Okay, there is two gametes are involved here. Male and female gametes are involved. So it is called sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, only single parent. Sexual reproduction, two parents are involved. Asexual reproduction, a single parent is involved. Asexual nale absence of sexual. Okay, sexuality is absent. That is called asexual. Okay, and if you see some other organisms like a fungi, okay, so the fungi which is comes under the multicellular organism. Okay, here the reproduction is takes place by the help of the asexual spores. Okay, we have the spores like apelnospores, zoospores, okay, gonidiospores. Okay, like different spores we have in the fungi. Zoospores, gonidiospores, apelnospores. Okay, these are the spores which is present in the fungi. For the what is that? reproduction. When we are see yeast, which is undergo budding. Okay, so the budding within a minute, it can able to produce a large number of cells. Okay, so the small buds will be formed, a chain of buds will be formed in the plant surface, animal surface. Later, which is able to grow into new individuals. So that is example of budding. And planaria. Okay, this is comes under flat forms. So here the regeneration is the process takes place. What is the regeneration? The ability of organism to produce their fully matured organism. Okay, the ability organism, that is a fully, okay, differentiated organism, ability to produce their last body parts. Yesterday I think I gave example, the lizard is an regenerative organ. Okay, so the regeneration means what is that? The fully differentiated organism able to give their last body parts, which is called as regeneration. Here the given example is planaria. Okay,
Ma'am,
and the next one. Yes,
ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am.
yes, tell me.
Ma'am, can you please tell me the difference between the regeneration and fragmentation? It is always
Okay, very good
confusing to
question.
me.
Very good question. Actually, fragmentation here, example Spirogyra. Okay, for regeneration, we are going with the examples like, okay, we are going with the examples like planaria and also lizard in our body, liver also undergo regeneration. Okay, so fragmentation means when the organism upon maturation, when the organism get mature, the body parts will be divided into two or more parts. Each part is called as fragment. Each part is called as fragment. Later, which is grow into new individuals. Okay, which is takes place in the Spirogyra. Actually, the Spirogyra is a simple, okay, organism with a multicellular organism, but a simple body design. But in a regeneration, when we are discussing, okay, this is also a complex multicellular organism. Fragmentation takes place, simple multicellular organism. Regeneration takes place, complex multicellular organism. First point. Second point, fragmentation, which is takes place in the Spirogyra. Okay, it is live in the, I think, have you observed or not? A filamentous structure you could able to see in the water body, green color. Have you seen it?
The screen shows unicellular. I think you are talking about multicellular. Huh? I think you have.
No, no, sir. He is asking what is the difference between
No, no.
fragmentation and regeneration.
What I'm asking is there any other screen? Because next screen
No,
is
sir.
okay. Same. Okay. Okay. Same. Okay. Okay. It's all right.
Same screen only. I'm clarifying the
Okay.
regeneration and fragmentation differentiation, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. So, sir, regeneration, which is takes place with the help of the regenerative cell. Okay, there is a specialized cell which is present in the regeneration purpose. But in the fragmentation, there is no any specialized cells. Okay, in the regeneration, I told now the specialized cell is involved. These specialized cells are combined to form large mass of cell. From the large mass of cell, the body will be differentiated into different parts. So there is a sequence. Okay, this process we can call it as development. What is that? A specialized cells which combine to form large mass of cell. From the large mass of cell, it will be changed into what is that? Divided into different body parts. So that is called regeneration. But such development is absent in the fragmentation. And one more thing, the main point, the regeneration, which is not comes under the reproduction. Actually, every organism is not depend being cut. Am I audible, ma?
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
clear? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fragmentation, when the organism get maturation will break down. Regeneration due to environmental condition. For example, planaria, which is live in water, when without knowing when we stamp, what will happen? The body will be divided into two, three parts. So only it will gain the last body parts only. If head part is there, okay, the middle part and tail part will be formed newly. If middle part is present, the head and tail part will be formed newly. Understood or not? So that is the way only the last body parts will be formed in the regeneration, but in the fragmentation the new organism will be formed. Okay, the regeneration takes place with help of regenerative cells, specialized cells, but fragmentation, specialized cells are absent. Okay, is it clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Example of fragmentation, Spirogyra. For regeneration, planaria is an example. Okay, and the next thing, the unicellular organism, like a regeneration takes place in the complex multicellular organism. Fragmentation takes place simple multicellular organism. Okay, the unit next one, the unicellular organism like bacteria, unicellular algae or amoeba, the reproduction is synonymous with the growth, that is increase in number of cells. So already we know. So in amoeba, how it is the reproduction takes place? The just being cut, the binary fission, the organism which is divided into two, which is grow into new one. So that is the way in unicellular organism. It is a simple way mode of reproduction will be takes place. So this is what about the what is that general characteristic of the one of the characteristic which is present in the living things. And the next one is metabolism. Okay, so metabolism means the increasing the size. Okay, so if you see, in the living organisms are made up of chemicals belonging to various classes, sizes, and functions. The chemical within the living organism is constantly being made a change in some other biomolecules. Okay, some total of all chemical reactions occurring in our body is called as metabolism. Okay, so anabolism and catabolism. So nothing, it is the metabolism means each organism is made up of some chemical substances, biomolecules which is present. Okay, va? So based on the biomolecules, the functions and the sizes, everything will be changed. Okay, if you see, there are two types of metabolism will be takes place. One is a anabolism and another one is the catabolism. Catabolism means it is a breakdown reaction. Breakdown reaction. Example, in our body, the respiration is takes place, right? Children, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Respiration, the food molecules get is breakdown. The breakdown of food molecules with help of oxygen, this process is called as catabolism. So it will breaking it and it will release the energy. So that is called catabolism. But in anabolism, it is a combination reaction. So once the food is synthesized, okay, for example, anabolism, we can go with the photosynthesis also. In photosynthesis, to takes place, all the raw materials like carbon dioxide, water, light, and also chlorophyll pigment, all these things which combine together and it will perform a particular function. Okay, so combination reaction. So combining all, it's called as anabolism. In our body also, once the nutrients are synthesized, like finally the end product in our stomach, the glucose will be formed, carbohydrate which is changed into glucose, fat into fatty acids, and what is that, protein into amino acids. So all these things combinedly which is take to all the part of the body. So this process is called as what is that, anabolism. So when we discuss about this anabolism and catabolism, which is not takes place in the water, in the non-living things. Okay, so this is what about the water, the metabolism. You got it? And the next one is, am I audible, children? Do you know what is anabolism?
Yes, ma'am.
Reduction reactions are called as catabolism or anabolism.
Ma'am, the
The food
catabolism.
get the food get breakdown. It is what kind of reaction? Catabolism or
Catabolism.
anabolism?
Catabolism.
Catabolism. Okay. Then all the molecules are combined together. Then it is called as
Anabolism.
anabolism. Okay. And the next one is response to external stimuli. Okay, so already we told, okay, we are used to respond to the environmental changes, the environmental stimulus. In our body, we have what is that? A nervous system. With help of the nervous system, the stimulus which is carried to what is that? Our brain and a spinal cord. Based on that, we are responding to it. Okay, and also in our body, we have a receptors. Okay, 5 receptors which is present in our body. Skin, we have a thermoreceptor, eyes, photoreceptor, nose and tongue. Okay, nose we have a olfactory, tongue we have a gustatory, like a ear we have a phonoreceptors. So with help of the receptors, we are receiving the external stimulus, and it is takes to what is that our brain or spinal cord. Based on that, we are what is that we are performing some actions in our body. So this is response to the external stimuli. Okay, so living organism respond to the surroundings or environment. Respond to environmental stimuli could be physical, chemical, or biological. Okay, so plant respond to the external stimulus. Okay, light. What are the external stimulus? The plant will respond. Na, the physical. This all comes under the physical stimulus. I told yesterday, if the plant respond to the light, which is called as phototrophism. The plant respond to the water. It is called as hydrotrophism. And the plant respond to the temperature. It is called as thermotrophism. Okay, and other organism also. Okay, like and other organisms pollutants, this also what is that the plant will respond to it. The pollutants, when the pollutions are affected, the plant is not able to what is that further it can grow up. Okay, and so organism can sense and respond to environmental cues. The photo period effect, what is the photo period here? The photo period means the sunlight is essential for the photosynthesis. The duration of sunlight, if it is less, the duration of sunlight, if it is less, it will affect the what is that the plant yield. The plant growth and yield, it get affected when the photo periods are less. So photo period means the time period, that is the light. Okay, how long we have a sunlight, so based on that the plant will also what is that get affected. Okay, and so organism handle chemicals entering their bodies aware of the surroundings. Okay, so if any chemicals, if it is enter also, what is that we can able to respond to it. So human beings only organism which have self consciousness. We are a self consciousness when we are compared to what is that other organism, because we have a sixth sense. Okay, and also we have to control, coordinate, we have a well developed nervous system. Okay, we have a brain and spinal cord for what, to self consciousness, to rest, and also to respond to what is that as stimulus. So these are the what is that a different general characteristic generally we have in our body. Okay, and the next one is the we are entering to the lesson. Okay, up to now we have discussed what we have discussed, children. What are the four general characters? What is four general characters?
And the growth, that and all, no? Growth, reproduction,
Ah,
metabolism.
general characteristic of living things: growth,
Reproduction,
yes,
metabolism.
reproduction, metabolism, and response to the stimuli. Okay, so what is the growth?
Increase in mass and number.
Very good. Increase in mass and number is called as growth. Okay, plant have a throughout the life, but animals have the particular period only. Growth. Okay, reproduction. What is the reproduction?
Ability to produce young one.
Okay, so what are the two types of reproduction?
Asexual and sexual.
Okay, so in asexual, what kind of reproduction we could able to see? Simple way or a complex?
Simple.
Simple. Only by cell division. We can call it as cell division only. Okay. Okay. In sexual mode of reproduction,
The fertilization takes place by the two gametes, male gamete, female gamete.
fusion takes place. Yeah. Fertilization takes place, two gametes. So what is the metabolism?
Metabolism, the anabolism and catabolism, the chemical reaction that is takes place inside the
The growth
body. For
and
example, digestion.
commonly we say as growth and development. Okay. This growth and development will takes place with the help of two process. One is the catabolism and another one is what is that? Anabolism. Okay, so catabolism means breakdown. Okay, the process respiration is an example. Anabolism, all the substance will be combined and it is takes to what is that? All the body parts. So that is a catabolism. Sorry, anabolism. Okay, catabolism, which is breakdown of food. And respond to stimuli. How we are responding to external environment?
By the help of the senses, skin, nose, ears, tongue.
What we have in our skin, nose, tongue,
Thermo,
everywhere.
in skin we have thermoreceptor, and in nose
Ah,
we have olfactory receptor.
Ah,
Then in our eyes we have
photoreceptor.
yes, ma'am, photoreceptor, and in ear we have phonoreceptor.
Ah,
Then
yes, okay. So these are the receptor which is present in our body. With help of the receptor only, we are able to, what is that? Respond to the external stimuli. And we have a well-developed nervous system. Okay, that is brain and spinal cord. Especially, what are the three nervous system which is present in our body?
ma'am, central nervous system,
Ah,
uh,
and
autonomous
peripheral,
nervous system.
peripheral nervous system and autonomic nervous
Autonomous.
system.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
then how the plant will respond to the stimuli?
Ma'am, through light and temperature.
So in the two way, one is with help of what is that? Light, external factors. We can say external factors like a light, temperature, and also what is that? Water. These and all comes under. And one more factor is plant also respond one more factor. That is in Mimosa pudica, there is example. Okay, when we touch the plant, automatically the cells are get drooped down. That is due to the water which is moved from one cell to another cell. So that is called electrochemical means of communication. That is means of electrochemical means of communication. So that is also one of the way the plant will respond to it. So this is what responds to the stimulus. And the next thing we are going to discuss about what is that? The topic diversity in the living world. Okay. So what is a biodiversity? Okay. So biodiversity, which is also called as a biological diversity. Okay, it is a diverse form of organism. That is, diverse form of organism means nothing but the variety of organism which is present on the earth, which is called as biodiversity. Okay, variety form of animals and plants. Okay, variety form na, that is plants, insect, birds. Okay, pet animals, everything which is comes under the what is that? The different variety of organism only. Okay, and also if you see these organism, we could able to see through our naked eye. Okay, but if you see some organism, we cannot able to see our naked eye. Yes or no? It's present around us, but we cannot able to see. Yes, what is that animals? That organisms are called
Microorganisms.
microorganisms. Okay, so if you see, we have generally we have a very dense forest. Okay, different areas which is present in our land. Okay, so everywhere you observe the greater number. Okay, greater number and different variety of living organisms are present. Okay, so these plant, animals, these organisms generally we can represent as what is that? Species. Generally we can represent as species. You got the clarity? What is a biodiversity? Biodiversity means variety or a diverse form of organism which is present on the earth is called as biodiversity. We have a different form of organism like a what is that? Plants, animals, birds, microorganism. Every organism is present which is in a different area. So these every organism, the different kinds of organism like a plant, animals, okay, these all are generally we can represent as species. Even we, okay, as a human being, we also generally we can represent as one of the species only. Okay, va? Is it clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the number of species, if you see, it is vary according to your NCRT book. We have 1.72. Okay, that is between. Okay, between 1.7 to 1 million. Okay, known species are described. Got it? 1.7 to 1.8 million between this known species. Okay, known only the known species, but without knowing there are so many species are present. So this is what about the biodiversity. And the next one, so we all know the different species are present, we are saying, right? So each species should have what is that? A particular names. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
There are
Yes, ma'am.
millions of plants and animals are present in the world. Okay, if you see our particular our area where we are living, if you observe the plant and animals in our area, if you see, we have some local names, right? We have or not? We
Yes,
have
ma'am.
local names. Yes. Can you give me an example? Can you give me an example? What local name we are giving for some particular plant?
Uh,
Okay. For example, if you take a hibiscus rosa sinensis, okay, and Vinca rosea, in the மாதிரி plants, these are medicinally important, Vinca rosea and all. Okay. So if you take a hibiscus plant, okay, somewhere they used to call Abutilon indicum. Somewhere it is called as China rose. ஓகே ஸோ சம்வேர் வந்து ஐபிஸ்கஸ்ன்னு கூப்பிடுவாங்க சரியா ஸோ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஏரியால வந்து லோக்கல் நேம் யூஸ் பண்ணி கூப்பிடுவாங்க ஓகேவா ஸோ த லோக்கல் நேம் இஃப் யூ சி விச் இஸ் வேரி ஃப்ரம் பிளேஸ் டு பிளேஸ் ஓகே ஈவன் வித்தின் அ கண்ட்ரி இஃப் யூ டேக் இன் அவர் கண்ட்ரி ஆல்சோ த நேம் வில் பி வேரி ஓகே ஸோ இட் வில் பி கெட் கன்ஃபியூஷன் ஃபார் எவ்ரி ஒன் ரைட் okay it get created the confusion to us okay for this okay there is a uh, uh, they have introduced the a nomenclature okay so the nomenclature means the process in which we can naming the what is that living organism naming the living organism that is a standardized naming of living organism okay which is known as nomenclature so what is a nomenclature it is a system of naming of organism okay there are millions of plant and animals in the world the plant and animals are known in the local area by the local names these local names are vary from place to place region to region within a country also so it is impossible for any person to remember the names and organism in the language so hence there is need for what is that a standardized or uniform system of nomenclature okay of the organism so that is called as nomenclature any doubt in this yes why
no,
we
ma'am.
need a nomenclature
Botanical name, huh?
yes sir after that only we are going with the binomial names we are going to binomial
But whenever I go to the park, they have written one botanical name and other name.
yeah sir common name and botanical name they will write
Botanical
sir
name, I saw that. Okay, for example, for
ah
name tree, they put name tree, name, and then
ah
in bracket they'll put Azadi Recta, whatever something.
Recta indica sir
Azadi Recta Indica they will put. So I thought
yes
Azadi Recta Indica will be known throughout the world. Whereas the
ah
name may
yes,
be known
yes
only
sir
for some countries, and some countries they may call it something else.
something else sir yes
Yeah,
the
okay.
different people will call different names sir
Yeah, yeah, okay,
so
okay.
to avoid that confusion
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
local
understood.
people use
Understood. I'm just clarifying myself. Now, these
ah
names. Okay. Thank you, madam.
okay. So
Thank you.
to avoid that confusion, the ICBN they given that is code of international code for botanical nomenclature. They given a standardized name, so that is called a nomenclature, sir. Here the nomenclature how they are giving the naming of the plant we are going to discuss next. Okay, children. Okay, ma. We'll go to the next.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
first we discussed what is a biodiversity. Different organisms are there. The different organisms we can't at a time we can't give the names or something. Okay, we can't to avoid the confusion. We have a nomenclature. When we are naming, the local names are vary country to country, place to place. To avoid this, we have a standardized names. Okay, so the standardized names we are given by the ICBN or ICZN. Okay, and the next one identification. Okay, so how we are identifying these species? So we know that nomenclature is the naming of the organisms. Okay, va? First we need name before naming we need to first correctly we need to what is that organism we need to identify. Okay, and the what already pre-existing organism. The identification is the process of assigning the pre-existing taxon name to an individual organism. So already what based on the characters, we have certain characters like a plant leaf, root system. If you see fibrous root system, we have a general character. If you take a plant, fibrous root system, taproot system. So fibrous nale, which is comes under the monocot. Taproot nale, which is comes under the dicot. So this is a basic feature. And the leaf, when you take fibrous nale, fibrous root system, if it is as na, kandipa, the leaf will be parallel venation. That reticulate venation, which is present in the dicot plant. Okay, so based on such basic characters, okay, first they will identify the organism. Okay, children. So here, correctly, the what organism name is attached to is this is identification. Okay, and here there is a procedure we have to follow this. Okay, here the ICBN, ICZN, that is International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, and ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. The botanical nomenclature for the plants and zoological nomenclature for the animals. Okay, so this binomial nomenclature. So what is a binomial? So, okay, naming the plant by two names, naming the organism by two names, which is called as binomial nomenclature. Okay, there are different scientists have involved to what is that naming of the organism. Okay, and different biologists have tried, but finally the accepted the one is the Linnaeus one, the Carolus Linnaeus binomial nomenclature only accepted by the all the scientists. Okay, so what is the binomial nomenclature? It's a system of naming of species, giving each name composed of two components. One is generic, that is genus, and another one is species. Every organism have a two names. One is the genus and another one is the species. Okay, what is the genus? Genus na the first naming. For example, Mangifera indica. Here, Mangifera indica, which indicates the mango plant. Okay, so the Mangifera is the genus. Okay, the indica, which is comes under the what is that species. So this is the way we are naming the plant. For naming this plant, we have some of the procedures. Okay, we need to follow some of the procedures. Okay, and Carolus Linnaeus invented the modern system of binomial nomenclature. And what is the rules for the nomenclature? Okay, so we know nomenclature means naming of the plants, which is called as nomenclature. Okay, for this nomenclature, naming, we need to first identify the plants. Once the identification is done, next we can go with what is that? A naming of the organism. Okay, so here generally the binomial nomenclature, it was accepted by all over the world, all the biologists. Okay, so during the naming of the binomial nomenclature, we have certain rules, okay, to be followed. So what are the rules? The first thing is, okay, the biological names are usually written in Latin word or in the italic font. Okay, so we should not use our basic language. We should use what is that? Latin word. And in italic font only we need to write it. Make a note of it. It's very important one. Even though it's very important, the Latin word. We should use Latin word, and also the font should be in the italic. Okay, and the scientific names usually contain two parts. The first word should be genus. The second word known is species. Okay, always the genus should start with the capital letter. The species should start with the small letter. Okay, once if example, if when we are typing, we can go with the italic font. So if you are handwritten, if you are writing by our hand, we need to underline below the genus and the species, not together. Separately, we need to underline it. Okay, and one more thing, to avoid the confusion, what we will do, once the naming is completed, next to the genus and species, we have to add the scientist biologist names also. For example, Linnaeus means Linn. The short form we need to mention next to the what is that? A particular scientist, that particular plant and genus species after we need to add it. Okay. For example, Mangifera indica mango. Homo sapiens human. Oryza sativa rice. Terticum sativum wheat. So these are the some of the examples. Okay. These are the some of the examples. How we can write now? Mangifera is a genus. Indica is a species. In the font, when we are writing in italic form, otherwise below the Mangifera and also Indica, we need to underline, not together. And once if we written, we need to write the scientist name next to the indica. Linn, Linnaeus. We no need to write the full name, just we want to mention Linnan. So okay, the Linnaeus, like that we need to mention it. So this is what about the what is that binomial nomenclature. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Any doubt? Okay, it is the universal rule. What are the rules? What is the first rule?
Uh, we should use Latin or italics font, ma'am.
Very good. Then
Ma'am, then the first it contains two components. The first is genus and the second is species.
mm, yes,
So
ma'am.
the genus name always starts with a caps letter, and the
Mm,
species always starts with a small letter.
okay.
And while typing, we should type in italic style, and while handwritten, it should be underlined.
Okay. By underline. Yes, very good. And if any
Then we,
scientist name,
we can add the abbreviated name of the scientist to the biological name
yeah,
after the
okay. Yes,
biological name.
this is what rules for the nomenclature. And next one is what is the classification? Okay, so classification means nothing but it is the grouping of what is that organism. Grouping of organism, which is called as what is that classification, is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on the easily observable character. Okay. So based on easily observable character, we need to what is that grouping the organism, na, which is called as what is that a classification. Okay, based on the easily observable character. Here, some of the characters was given for the classification. The first one is taxon. The second one is taxonomy. This based on this, it is not a characteristic. They have given terms. Some of the classification to find out. We have some of the categories. Okay, we'll see one by one. First, we will go with the taxon. So here, the scientific name for any unit used in the science of biological classification is called as taxon. Okay. So scientific term for any unit used in the science of biological classification. Any unit, if we are using, what is that scientific term? If we are using for any organism, na, it is called as taxon. Okay. The taxonomy is a branch of biology which deals with what is that? Okay. A group of biological organism on the basis of shared characteristic and giving names to those groups. It is a scientist, the Carolus Linnaeus is the father of taxonomy. Make a underline it. The father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
For classification, is it clear, Amma?
Clear, ma'am.
Yes. So imagine we have a different animals, different plants. Okay. For example, classification, grouping of organism based on the observable characteristic. For example, okay. So to identify the group of plant and animals or a dogs, cat and insect, we are generally easily we can recognize this. Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So to identify these organisms, we have certain characteristic. Okay, so when you think about dog, what picture you will get in your mind? Image. What image you will get in your mind? We have certain images, right? The same way, when we are thinking about cat, we will have some characteristic. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes. Sir? Okay, and so if we think about plant, the plant will have what is that? One of the characteristic. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Just image any of the picture of the plant, any of the animal. Even you can think about the mammals. You know mammals. Even
Yes,
we
ma'am.
also comes from the mammals only. Okay, so if you see the animal structure, we have a external, we have ears, we have a body hairs. Okay, we have okay the different color. Okay, everything we have. When the talk about plant, if you see, think about a wheat picture. Okay, so the wheat picture when you discuss, so it will almost a green in color only. It will come to our mind. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how conveniently we can classify? For example, I'll give you dog, cat, mammals, and in the next side I will give the imagination like a wheat, rice, and plants. Any plants. So how we will grouping the organism? If see, if you take a cat also two eyes we have, 2 ears, body hairs are present. A general external character if you see. Dogs also two ears, eyes, and have a body different colors, but the body hairs present. Even you see mammals. As for example, you take a human, we also have a 2 ears, 2 eyes, and we also have a some of the body hairs. Yes or no? So
Yes,
when we discuss these three comes under what is that one category? Am I right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is comes under the one of the classification of organism. When we discuss about a plant, so all plants, okay, if you take, they have what is that green in color. They are represent what is that green in color. Okay, so then later when it is get mature during the harvesting time, the color will vary. But when we are discussing about the plants, generally we will feel what is that a green nature only. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So cat, mammals, these and all we can categorize. Wheat, rice, these and all we can categorize in the one category. Okay, va? So the convenient category we use study the organism. So the conveniently we are using certain some as a plant, some as a animals. We are recognizing it, right? So this indicate the taxon. Got it now?
Yes, ma'am.
You got it? What is taxon now?
Yes, ma'am.
Taxon is the scientific term for these categories is called taxon. The scientific term for this scientific term, what is that? All animals, which is one of the category. All plants, which is one of the category. So this is a scientific term we are using for a particular category of an organism, another particular organisms. Okay. So this is called what is that? Taxon.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Vaj. Yes, yes. And if you see, similarly, the animals, mammals, dogs. So if you see all the taxa, but the dog is a mammal and mammals are animals. Okay, dog is a mammals. Okay, so the animals, these all comes under the mammals only. So generally, we these are all organism we can come categorize in a one taxa. When we discuss about the plants are comes under the one taxa. Okay, so this is the way the scientific term we are using particular organism which is called as taxon. And next one is a taxonomy. So based on characteristic, all organism classified into different taxa. Yes, animals, all animals are classified, all plants are classified, right? This process is classification is known as taxonomy. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
The process of grouping of organism based on the characteristic which is called as taxonomy. Okay. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
children. Yes. Okay. So this taxonomy, who first about this general characteristic, who have given idea, na? That is Carolus Linnaeus. Linnaeus is the father of taxonomy. Okay, father of taxonomy. Got it. So what is a classification? Grouping of organism. So the grouping of organism, which is called as taxon. Okay, so the grouping of organism based on particular characteristic that branch in biology which is called as taxonomy. And this taxonomy, the father of taxonomy is called as Carolus Linnaeus. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the general basic characters of process of taxonomy. ஒரு டாக்ஸானமின்னு எடுத்துட்டாலே அதுல பேசிக் என்ன அப்படின்னா கேரக்டரைசேஷன், ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன், கிளாசிபிகேஷன் அண்ட் nomenclature. These are the process of basic to the taxonomy. These are the basic in the taxonomy. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Yes. So this is about what? The taxonomy, classification, grouping of organism. When they are grouping a particular organism, which is called as taxon, for we are grouping based on the particular characteristic, which is called as taxonomy. And the father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. The basic characteristic of taxonomy is characterization, identification, classification, then nomenclature. Is it clear? Yes?
Clear, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So the next one is we are going with the systematic. Okay. What is a systematic? This also derived from the Latin word systema, means systematic arrangement of organism. So now we have grouped the organism. How this organism can be arranged properly? For that, we are using the word systematic. Systema means arrangement of organism. Okay, the systematic is the study of diversification of living forms, both past and present, and the relationship among the living things through the time. So the Linnaeus used a Systema Naturae title of his publication. Okay, so Linnaeus published the textbook, that is book name is Systema Naturae. Here he arranged all the organism in a systematic manner. Okay, see, am I clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So systematic means nothing but the branch of study. Okay, the branch of study about the arrangement of the organism, which is called as systematic. Okay, so how we are arranging now? Only not based on the present characteristic. So when we are taking an organism, the present, how it is related to the past characteristic, and future, any new organisms are there now, based on that only they will compare all the characteristic time to time, then only they will give what is that, a particular naming one. Okay, for the systematic, for this, the Linnaeus used the Systema Naturae as the title of his publication. Okay, and so here in this book, it includes all the identification of organism, nomenclature of organism, classification, everything it is given, and also it is how the organisms are evolutionarily, okay, phylogenetic relationship with between the other organism also he has explained in this publication. Okay, he explained in this publication. Okay, so this is about what? Systema Natura. Yes? Yes or no?
Ma'am.
And next one is, I think you got it. First, we have discussed about nomenclature, the rules for the binomial nomenclature, and the next one is classification. Okay, and in the classification, the grouping of organisms, scientific term we are using to grouping the organism is called taxa. Later, the grouping of organism based on the, what is that, a particular characteristic, which is called as, what is that, taxonomy. This taxonomy word used by the Carolus Linnaeus, so it's called as father of taxonomy. Okay, father of taxonomy. And the next thing is systematic. Systematic, he published one book that is called as, what is that? What is the book name?
Systema Naturae.
Systema Naturae. In this publication, he has explained about what is that, what is the identification of organism, nomenclature, classification, everything, along with the evolutionary relationship also. What is that? He has given. Okay. And the next one is a taxonomic categories. So what is a taxonomic categories? Now, it is a hierarchy steps. Okay. Based on the hierarchy, it was arranged. The steps are arranged. For example, if you take a home, okay, our father is in the first position, after mother, after our elder one, after the youngest one. So this is the way it is arranged. Okay, the same way if you go to school, there is a management, like a management, then principal, then who's that, a teachers, then a children. So there is a hierarchy, right? The same way in a plants, while naming of the organism also must should have what is that, some of the category, taxonomic category we should use it. Okay, so the various steps of classification in hierarchy are called as what is that, taxonomic category. So what are the various steps? Okay, so each level are steps. Okay, it represents the what is that, the hierarchy of the organism. Okay, so first the species. First one is species. Okay, so this is what about the uh, it is the main one, the fundamental, okay, one in a arranging in the taxonomic category. That is the first one is what is that, species. Based on this species only, we could able to go with the genus, then family, species, then family, order, class, and phylum. Everything we can form based on the species. Okay, the key unit in a taxonomy, that is a species only. Okay, so species is a group of individual in which individual can be interbreed among themselves. Okay, so the member of species have large number of similar characters. For example, Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum potato. Okay, Panthrolio lion. Okay, if you see Mangifera indica, indica is a species. Solanum tuberosum, the tuberosum is a species. Okay, and Panthera leo on the lion. If you take example as a Solanum tuberosum, we have Solanum tuberosum for potato, Solanum esculentum for katirika. Okay, and Solanum for what is that? I forgot. Manatakali. Okay, so everything which is comes under the Solanaceae family only. Okay, so here the Solanum is a genus is similar for every organism, but the tuberosum for potato is vary. Esculentum for what is that? Brinjal is vary. Got it? So based on this species only, what is that? The next level of organism will be classified. Okay, children, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
audible. Okay, so
Audible.
if you for example, so one species which is distinguished from the other species based on the closely related characters. Okay, either it is a morphological or it is anatomical. Based on that only they will differentiate. Okay, let us consider if you see Mangifera indica, Solanum tuberosum, Pantheroleo, all these three names. Okay, indica. Okay, tuberosum and leo represent the specific epithet. Am I right? I told na indica, tuberosum and panthroleo. Panthro illa leo. Leoங்கிறது வந்து என்னது? The species. Three which indicates what is that species. While the first words Mangifera, Solanum, Panthera are a genus. Yes or no? Okay, and each genus may have one or more than one specific epithet represent different organism but having morphological similarities. Mostly the genus are arranged based on the morphological similarities, but the species which is they will vary, okay, based on the characteristic. Okay, for example, Solanum nigrum, it is a manatakali. I told na manatakali. Solanum esculentum, it is the brinjal. Solanum tuberosum is the potato. So Solanum is a genus. For three species also, three organism also they given same genus. So the reason the morphological character is similar. Okay, for example, if you take all these three organisms, the plant body have small hairs. Have you observed or not? I don't know. இந்த மூணு பிளான்ட்லயும் மார்பாலஜி எடுத்து பார்த்தோம்னா அவங்க பாடி வெளியில வந்து வெளித்தோற்றத்துல வந்து நமக்கு சின்ன சின்ன ஒயிட் ஹேர்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகே, இதுதான் வந்து மெயின் காமன் ஃபீச்சர். இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் தே ஹவ் பிளேஸ்ட் இன் தி ஆல் த த்ரீ ஆர்கனிசம் விச் இஸ் கம்ஸ் அண்டர் தி சொலானம் சொல்லி வச்சிருக்காங்க. யூ காட் இட்?
Yes,
எஸ்.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And yes, the next species வந்து வரும்போது nigrum, okay, and esculentum. So இது பார்க்கும்போது they have a general characteristic. Different characteristics they have. The common morphological characters are similar. That is the reason three genus also similar. But when we come to the species, they have a different character when they are observing. That is the reason they have given for each organism different names. Okay, and if you take a human beings also, Homo sapiens. Here, Homo means what is that? Genus. Sapiens means which is comes under the species.
Species.
Yes. So generally we will write what is that? Homo sapiens. Understood? Yes. And some of the monkeys also we used to write the Homo is the common generic word. But the sapiens only they are using for as humans they are using. But for monkeys they are using what is that? A different names here. I remember. I'll just prepare it. I'll come tomorrow. What is that species they are using for monkeys? Okay, so this is what about the species. Okay, so just I'll recap the species alone. Okay, we'll see in the next class about the genus. Okay, so in the fundamental unit in taxonomy is what is that? Species. What is the fundamental unit in taxonomy?
Species.
Species. Okay, species is what is species now? Grouping of individual in which individual can interbreed among themselves. So interbreed, it can able to breed between among themselves. It is called as what is that? A species. Okay, so if you see member of species, large number of similar characters they have. Okay, and species, the second epithet. The first epithet always represent the genus. The second epithet, which is always represent the what is that? A species. Okay, so the first epithet that is the formed based on the morphological characteristic. So second epithet based on the what is the different characteristic they have. Based on that only they have placed the different names. Got it?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So this is what about the what is that at today's topic, sir. See, group of individual in which individual can interbreed among themselves. Note of the species don't make a note of it. Interbreed. This word it's important. It is not in your textbook. This alone you can make a note. Species is a group of individual in
Also in the group.
interbreed.
If possible, you can.
Sir.
If possible, you can send this PPT in the group
Okay, sir. Okay,
to
sir.
me. Or I will add your name in that group. I don't know whether I've added already, but I will add in the group.
You added, sir.
Yeah.
Added. I in the group only.
Anyway, I think you are giving a very detailed, and because biology needs this kind of information and teaching, so you're giving a very
Yes, sir.
detailed. Even that.
Actually, I don't have really. I have to say, sir. I don't have much time to prepare. I reached home by 7 o'clock only.
No, no problem.
In
I'm just
school, we
saying.
know.
I'm just saying because see, it's unlike our physics and chemistry, where the concepts are important. In biology, you
Uh,
need to know all the small details, even minute details. You
uh,
should know. That is where they can score very big marks in NEET or JE. I mean, say in NEET.
act-
So, so I
Sir,
think
this
it's good.
concept we are teaching for seventh standard, sir.
Yeah, yeah, I
In
know.
Chaitanya,
Mm.
this same topic I'm teaching for seventh standard.
Seventh standard. Okay, okay.
So from the seventh standard itself, they are making to get a train the children.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The need syllabus, they separate it and they will give.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. I mean, it's a good. I was listening to the whole class. Only thing is, we had
Okay, sir.
very limited students because they will
Okay.
join because it will take 1 or 2 weeks more. Once they
Okay.
get the group, then people will be there. But
That's
with
what
this
we
video, we will
status.
post.
Children, if they wanted, na they can join.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anybody can join. The recorded
Uh,
video will be put in the YouTube. Once they see that, then some more people who are on the cat on the wall, they will come. Let us see.
uh,
Yeah.
okay,
So,
sir.
I mean, Vedant, how did you feel? I mean, what is your? You can be frank and open also.
Yes, yes, yes. Then only I can improve my best. That's
Yeah.
why.
The whole idea is to get the feedback from teachers, students, etc. Yes, Vedant.
Sir, the class was very fine, sir. Ma'am taught very clearly, and she asked the questions, and I can able to answer those
Yeah.
questions, sir.
So
Um,
I request Vedant, I suggest Vedant, you put this feedback in the group so that other students also come to know. Okay, today's class is like this,
definitely,
etc. Whatever you feel, you put in the group.
definitely, sir.
Okay.
I will do it
Yeah.
from today.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Vedant. Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank
We'll,
you, sir.
we'll
Thank
meet
you.
again. Yeah.
Okay, Vedant.